40 seconds.
Yeah. CTV family, catch us live on your TV screens. CPT where we be, 4 p.m. till 5 every week. Ekse, 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 Ekse live. CTV family, catch us live on your TV screens. CPT where we be, 4 p.m. till 5 every week. Ekse, 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 it's Ekse live. Remnant quali bacons, utana nama bacons. Remnant quali bacons, utana nama bacons. I sulala, I sulala, I sulala, I sulala. Remnant quali bacons, utana nama bacons. Remnant quali bacons, utana nama bacons. I sulala, I sulala, I sulala, I sulala. Chumba, kotu malibal, bule laba pants, bule laba zal, artisan mal. When you petty gold, when you petty cars, when you running goals, when you send snow, yeah. I got my thumbs up, removed up, buttons of Susa, Nuza, Pati Manuva, Auva, Petu Guluva, Sunuka. I got my dudes out, bazooka. I had the devil calling me, had the devil whispering, told me I would be nothing, had me hiding from the streets, had me drowning Hennessy, had me smoking all the dreams, overdosing medicine, oversleeping on some lean. Kuqala koxukwana bathi umenze ngani, bathi udume ngani, bathi upress one, uthenga unewari. Focus girl, focus Joe. Yo. Remnant quali bacons, utana nama bacons. Remnant quali bacons, utana nama bacons. I sulala, I sulala, I sulala, I sulala. Remnant quali bacons, utana nama bacons. Remnant quali bacons, utana nama bacons. I sulala, I sulala, I sulala, I sulala. I'm not the one to brag, coming from the wrecks. A lot of baggage, a lot of this and that. What's the courage? But black clothes, you're amazing, you're stunning, you are shining, you are winning. It takes one to know one. I never know her, but I knew her. You a star, look in your eyes. You'll be alright, you a star now, you a star now. They don't wanna see you succeed, wanna see you die young, wanna see you locked up. They don't wanna see you succeed, wanna see you die young, wanna see you locked up. I'm not a quality bacons, I'm turning on my bacons. I'm not a quality bacons, I'm turning on my bacons. I sulala, I sulala, I sulala, I sulala. I'm not a quality bacons, I'm turning on my bacons. I'm not a quality bacons, I'm turning on my bacons.
Asutala. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the biggest, the baddest, and the most hip and happening youth show in the motherland. We keep it locked down right here on the biggest youth show this side of the equator. My name is Lama Moon, and he is...
Welcome to it, guys. Champion show coming up. Shout out to that amazing performance. Because Lama will be chatting with her a little bit later on the show because I wanted to find out about his story and what inspired the song.
Yeah. Hashtag Talk Thursday, ladies and gentlemen. And if you want to communicate with us via our social media handles, it's Ekse_live on Twitter as well as on Instagram. On Facebook, go Ekse Live. The number to dial 021-448-0448 or hit up emails go ekse@capetowntv.org.
Yes, definitely. All you guys have to do is send in your comments, anything that you want to say with regards to the show. The topic and it's quite an interesting one. We are focusing on arts and culture, particularly the entertainment sphere in South Africa, the challenges that artists face, the arts and culture department itself. What are they doing to assist the artists and COVID? Speaking of COVID, there was imali bikuchiwe at some point, so we're going to be discussing by iphelele 200 million because artists zisahlupheka namhlanje. Azinye zisweleka zisahlupheka. What can be done? What can we improve? Even celebrating our legends. At home, are we doing enough to celebrate legends while they are still alive? Or you guys let us know on our social media platforms, as Ulamed says on Twitter, Ekse_live on Facebook as well, Ekse Live.
It's very strange when I won't get, because when you look at the likes of Beyonce, you look at Chris Brown, you look at Britney Spears, these guys are superstars in their countries, and when it comes to South Africa, Abantu, they are treated like a piece of paper.
How do you mean? How many bodyguards?
Bodyguards, yes. They must live in mansions, yes. Oh. They need their own trailers when it comes to concerts. Kelukumalo, Ahlaliswe no Dino, Ranaka, Ahlaliswe no Lira, whatever Bavani, and they are superstars, these people. And they contribute a lot when it comes to economy. Imagine when there is a Met in Cape Town, or there is Indo Kubegayo, Kemsbay.
Yeah.
People flock in. Bavele Durban, Bavele East London, Bavele Gauteng to boost the tourism in Cape Town.
Speaking of a trailer, I remember this one time they made me chew.
Imagine, do they know who you are? Do they know? Ladies and gentlemen, something exciting for you and yours. If you wish to become a television presenter, Cape Town TV is looking for that specific person. However, you need to be between the ages of 18 and 30. You must let us know why they should choose you, especially if your environment. This is for our new environmental show. You can hit us up on Facebook. So Cape Town TV. The hashtag to use is Cape Town TV Presenter Search 2021. And who knows, you could be that lucky person. The video that you need to send as your audition should not be longer than 2 minutes, as well as ingafiki later than the 14th of April. And who knows, we could be seeing you right here on our TV screens. Remember, we are the ones that redefine the status quo of education and entertainment. Speaking of education and entertainment, I want to be educated by the one and only, yes, enigmatic, ladies and gentlemen, the boom trap queen. Hey, that name, it bells, it's so catchy. How did you come up with that one?
Actually, a producer named me that name. He gave me that name because of how versatile I am and my personality. So he always says like you're different. Like when you speak, but when you doing music and when you're doing something, it's like as the band, like
Speaking of your versatility, I know that you're an actress, you're a poet, you were discovered from a very young age, and you're such a professional. Today you had a busy day. This is not your first interview.
Yeah.
You did another one, so 2021 is jam-packed for you. What's up? Slaying them.
I don't know. To be honest with you, like I'm working with diverse right now. I'm not sure if you know the guy called Nick the Freak and Alyssa. So they've just been assisting me with the brand Enigma. So I'm not sure the song that I played also. So a lot of people always know me like as a that aggressive rapper and whatever. So now I kind of like scrapped the whole idea, trying to find me as Enigma as an artist. And this is a new sound
Yeah.
that I'm actually creating. So it's like mood music. With the whole pandemic, you know, abantu, they're just going through the most. So I'm like, you know what, let me just give people, because this music, you could be working, you could still be listening to it. So, yeah.
I love that you touched on Isong Diako being a new one because, come Chagumtulo, but this is your first solo. You were in a group with 5 other people. How grown up have you been? Tinu Vulometlo, what did they do? Did they,
No.
was it a matter of Destiny's Child? We don't need these two
No.
motherfuckers. No?
No, so what happened is that I was in Vocal Eyes, a great experience.
Yeah.
I get to meet like a whole lot of people, be on Cape August, The Voice, DJ Ready D. And then I moved from there and then I was in Unscripted. It was me and one of the girls from
The eyes.
the Vocal Eyes, and that didn't actually work out. But the thing is, like, Enigma has been like a solo artist from the get-go.
Yeah.
And besides that, it was just like a bit of bana, you know, like, let me just do my own thing, man.
Sure, because you know that you can slay.
Do you get what I'm
Speaking of
saying?
slaying, this EP, what does it have to offer us as listeners?
So the EP is called In My Fills.
Yeah.
So because as Mom and Chilo, most of the time people always know me as that aggressive rapper, the battle rapper and whatever. So In My Fills, it's more like I want people to get to know Umna as Enigma. It's all about my experiences, my friends' experiences, trials and tribulations. So I want people to listen and be like, I relate.
Yeah.
I've been there.
Speaking of relating, artists in Jengawe, no Lady P, I see or Too Legit. A lot of you girls are coming together. What's
Yes.
the importance of you guys coming through together? You put on a project,
Crazy. I was just speaking about that the other day because the thing is, like, what I've realized is that the females, we soloko see, we are actually being pitted against each other.
Yeah, it's
Do
not
you
like
get what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So-
but people are putting you guys against
like,
each other.
do you get what I'm saying? Whereas males, they get along, like,
Yeah.
fine, they work together. But Tina females, we always make it as if in competition, of which is not. I mean, there's room for everyone.
Yeah.
We can all grow. Do you get what I'm saying? This industry is
Speaking
big.
of room, Enigma, I think there's room good playlist to slot in your EP. When is it dropping? Where can we find it? We are so excited for you.
The thing, it's done. It is done, but the date has not been set yet. As one, I'm not working alone. I have a team right
Sure.
now behind me. So definitely, when it's out, I will announce it. So what I'm doing right now, I'm still trying to, test waters and see how. But this song has been received.
What's the takeaway message from the EP? What are you hoping for Ulama to take? How different am I going to be the day after I've listened to your music?
Like this song, for example, like on the last verse, I'm like, you're a star.
Did you
you
hear
winning,
that?
you everything. So
I'm not only the moon, I'm a star.
Definitely. So I just want people to know that at the end of the day, you know, there's a light at the end of the tunnel.
Sure.
Do you get what I'm saying? There is a light. So I just want to give that message. Nomdana, Onbonayo, Kulayo, whoever. I'm like, you know what? Enigma did this. Enigma has been through this. She overcame everything. So I will definitely.
Now, Sitera
Achieve.
Nge, overcoming you as artist, Paul Futina Songe as artist, we're suffering the most here in South Africa. What's some of the worst deals that you had to go through as an artist in South Africa?
A lot.
Yeah.
But the one that I remember, I got booked for a gig. Okay, and then I asked the guy to pay me in time, and then it was like, okay, no, with everything that's been happening, definitely when you come to the show, I'll pay you. I'm like, okay, cool. Use my own transport, went to the venue, okay, performed, chiki, Mukai, where's the
Aibo.
money? Do you get what I'm saying?
Ah.
And the worst thing that he did, Mukai actually transferred the money. Then when I went to draw the money, he reversed the money. Welcome to South Africa.
Welcome to South Africa.
Welcome.
And I'm sure that you're watching right now because you knew that she was going to be on the show today. We are not done with you. We are still going to be talking about you right after this commercial break. Welcome to #Talk Thursday. This is Ekse Live. Thank you for choosing us.
CTV family, catch us live on your TV screens. CTV family. Catch us live on your TV screens.
Welcome back to the show, everybody. You are still tuned in to Ekse. Kamlam is still our get to Liza. Right now, though, we have an important discussion to make. Last year, everybody was hit by COVID-19, and our Minister of Arts and Culture, Mr. Nathi Mthethwa, addressed that artists all over South Africa are going to be somewhat beneficial to the 200 million that's going to be issued out. Is it 3? Yeah, I knew Kalimale, then it disappeared still. Let's take a look at what he had to say.
We announced a 150 million relief fund to assist artists, athletes, technical personnel, and the core ecosystem of the sector nationally. The other part of this fund was open to proposals for live streaming the work of creatives and athletes, particularly intergenerational cooperation between the younger creatives and athletes and the legends. This work has started in earnest. The MECs of Sport, Arts and Culture in all the 9 provinces have since announced the provincial relief funds to assist athletes and artists at that level. These funds amount to more than 50 million rands combined. We thank them for their commitment in serving the sector. If you add this amount to the one announced nationally, it is more than 200 million rands at the disposal of the sector to date. We have agreed with the MECs in our consultative meetings, in the consultative meetings we had.
Don't you hate it when a manager or a boss makes it seem like they're doing you a favor for being an employee?
Listen.
That's what's interesting about this thing, because this is all by law. There's an act, it's called the NAC, that was established in April of 1997 through an Act of Parliament, Act number 56 of 1997. The vision for this act was to promote, through the arts, free expression of South African cultures. And this is what the funding is for. In life, this is what the funding is for. The NAC operates by inviting applicants to submit their project proposals and application for bursaries once per annum, in which an independent panel of experts, each of the 7 arts disciplines on which application makes recommendations to the council. The NAC, this is the act, offers financial support to the arts organization and individuals involved with projects in dance, choreography, theater, musical, literature, multidiscipline, visual arts, and craft.
Enigmatic is in the studio, ladies and gentlemen. We've got Osamgelo from Sounds of the South. We also have Upro, as well as our resident lawyer, the Chief Whip, Patricia Chikana, and we are here to divulge yonke le topics sithetha ngayo. The first time, guys, that I heard about the NAC, like sithetha ngayo, was this year when funds just miraculously disappeared. Did any of you know that there's such a thing that exists?
As artists, did you guys were you aware of this?
Personally,
A little
Beats,
Microphone.
a little bit aware of it, but never knew what was its function.
Sure.
I've really got no idea of what's happening.
You still have no idea of what is happening, but the likes of Atama Fugata are benefiting from Izinja.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. Ooh, don't come for me. I don't have money. Don't come sue me. I am not here for that. No, I'm sorry. I'm not sorry, but sorry.
As a lawyer, what do you think the problem is? The not miscommunication, the disconnect between that and the artist not being aware of such an act being in existence?
I think it's just a matter of not knowing how to fully utilize your profession as an artist. Because I believe that there's some way that they can recognize who is an artist and who isn't. Because I could just come up today and say, I'm an artist, I require some funds from you. But how will I prove that? So I believe there is a board where as artists, you should be registered so that when you need something or when they claim some things, you're part of that. Because right now you cannot go and say, I'm an artist. Is there proof to say that?
what proof can you provide? Because when I found out that there was over 200 million, I felt like I fall as a broadcaster, I fall under the artist three. Because when there are gigs, you can't just rock up as I have to, as an MC, announce. Can I say as a broadcaster, I'm an artist and I should benefit from such? Because I feel like I won't get a million yana.
Hence, I'm saying there are boards where artists who are actually registered. So you should comply with certain requirements for you to fall under that category.
Yeah.
Because anyone can go there and claim to be an artist. I could just come up and say, I'm a makeup artist, so what am I getting? But am I under that board? Am I registered somewhere as an artist? Because at the end of the day, in as much as we want to benefit, those people who are under those lists do pay taxes of being artists, but you cannot want to only benefit when you're not paying back something in return.
Samgelo, you are in a band which has a large number of people. Akonomnye wenu beyazi NAC, and akonomnye wenu that knew that you could apply for your funds since we were hard by COVID-19.
I think we have complied and done whatever is necessary to be registered and to be recognized as artists. And most of artists that I know are registered with SAMRO, PRISA and stuff, but they are still squeezed because the industry is broken into three industries. One, there is a white-dominated industry where people paint abstract pictures or do abstract art and get fund for that. And there's also a commercial sector of arts where there is a selected few that some of them are affiliated to the regime. And also there's those who are called street artists who are registered. Some of us here, we are seen as resources that one can go and abstract and utilize and throw away when it's done. So problem for us is the setting, is the system, how it's set up, and how these hierarchies operate. Because you can find a door and enter, but if you are not relevant to the market in the time being, you'll be squeezed. Even if you are registered or not, even if you comply or not. And this has not begun with the pandemic. It's been here since 1994. Yeah. Black artists have been marginalized. Black artists have been seen as outsiders. Black artists always have to beg. So this is just a highlight of what's been happening behind the curtain. Now the issue now, this thing is coming to light because now those who were benefiting before the pandemic find themselves in a similar situation that artists in the streets have been for years and decades. Now everyone is starting to be vocal. That's my point of view.
Okay, we'll be vocal just after this quick commercial break. Don't go anywhere. This is Ekse Live. Welcome to
CTV family, catch us live on your TV screens. Free TV family. Catch us live on your TV.
We are on free to air channel if you reside in the great metropole, just say Cape Town. Otherwise, if you're watching us any other place up here in South Africa, we're available on channel 263 on your DSTV. So your job is to tell a friend, Uguti asifikanga, sikalelekile. We're taking you right through to the hour of 5. This is Ekse Live, and today is hashtag Talk This Day. To be in conversation with us, you can use these following handles. On Twitter, on Instagram, go Ekse_live. On Facebook, go Ekse Live. The number to dial 021 448 0448. Okanye nisingenele go WhatsApp with 060391 8464. Okanye nisingenele go ekse@capetowntv.org. We're talking about the states of arts and culture in South Africa. Are you an artist? Are you treated right? Do you feel like you're appreciated or you are undervalued as an artist?
Yeah. Just before we went to the ad break, I was talking to the homie about the information that he has. I felt like it was very lucrative. So I wanted to find out from him, as an artist, Hlele Ekase right now was feeling stuck. Where can one educate, well, where can they start to educate themselves about the knowledge that you have?
I think for me, bro, it starts with knowledge of self. Not on that micro personalistic level, but know your environment, know the context, know your history. Because as an artist, you are a custodian of a memory, and if you capture that memory right, so that memory needs you to be mobile, get out there, find out, always look for an alternatives. This happens in small circles like this. This happens in bigger circle like this, more than like this. So always be curious. Try to find a new thing. I think that's what makes an artist, because you always have to discover a new thing.
Lucky for you, you're curious enough and you went and registered. From registering for as funds that by law belong to you, did you receive even 1 rand?
No.
The reasons being?
I think everybody knows this is on the surface. There's a glitch with the National Arts Council. There's been money that has been channeled in a wrong direction, and it's on the open.
Enigmatic. Now, how do we change the narrative from being victims to victors?
Like, I would actually, exactly what he said, like more education, like as an artist, and just make sure that you do go on the internet to find more information about like registering and what's going on also like in the art as an artist, so that you can be informed. So by the time you actually go out, you know exactly where to go or what must be done or what is required from you as an artist.
Half the time you hear artists speak of wanting to leave, not necessarily a legacy, but leave the state at which they found it into a better place. When I'm forward as an artist, ikhona nayo into oyenzayo koma lena ndiyenzela abantu abalandelayo nisifumana mna mara abalandelayo ntoni oyenzayo.
Okay, like ikhona into for abantu like abalandelayo bebona ba like intoni endiyenza for bona. And like Londo, I'm only not an artist, I want to artist qha but and I actually write stories and I actually do like covers also. So like ngathanda ukuthi like wonke umuntu omamela umculo wami, and some other people actually follows me on social media sites, bebona ukuthi what I'm actually trying to say and what my story is behind all of that. And I actually do music because like ngifuna ukuthi abantu bebe inspired and motivated by what I actually do. And another thing I would like to say is Tina as artists, we would like to like get a lot of attention, and sifuna ukuthi like sithole 50-50 kulento le, because the thing is like when we do music, we just not do music for fun, you know. We actually put our emotions and heart in the music, we put our energy in the music. So like what's the point of you doing that and like what's the point of that?
Patricia, now we've established that there are funds, 300 million rands at such, that's the sum. Some receive the money, some don't. And those who have received are denying, not me, I didn't smell that money. But we know that there were funds. Now the story today is the funds are missing, nobody's accountable. Can these guys, along with their colleagues, sue the state?
Yeah, definitely. You have that right to go on and fight for your rights. I think you guys should come together and actually make sure that your voices are heard so that you get what belongs to you.
Because when you go to a police station and that's assault, right?
Yes.
And if the say or enigma and mistake, that's culpable homicide. What's the case here? What are they applying for? What are they disgruntled about? What's the case?
Or with their case, they actually have to approach bodies that regulate artists and culture, and then you make sure that they take up your cases. I'm sure they are willing to do the same, because I don't think they're actually the ones who child the money. So at the end of the day, you guys as artists should go together and make sure that that right is fought for.
There's another talk in the street is that artists are not united enough. For example, those that are alleged that by Tole Lemali, they obviously won't want to fight for the next person. Nina unity kind of only short eye for artists to unite.
Okay, like in my opinion, I actually think like Johannesburg is a place where actually many artists make it up, and because like I'm artist that's Johannesburg I Sana, and they're actually willing to do whatever it takes to put Johannesburg on the map, and like so in Cape Town, like it's not like that. In Cape Town you gotta do what you gotta like in Cape Town
Why?
like it's because like we don't get people who's actually willing to help us. Like we don't get managers. Like we as independent artists, we gotta promote ourselves. We gotta make sure that we pay for music videos. We gotta make sure that we pay for studio sessions. We gotta make sure that we go to other places looking for interviews like Bush Radios, Cape Town TV. That's kind of hard. So like if we would have a manager to do that for us, it would be much easier for us to like make it into the music industry. And
You wanted to add something?
Yeah, I wanted to add something. So what I also wanted to add is that, like in Cape Town, I agree what he's saying. What I've noticed also is the same people that always circulate. Where I feel like also the media coverage, like journalism, blogs and whatever, it's the same people that circulate. So it's almost like when you come, because there's already people that already circulate, they don't give you a fair chance. Do you get what I'm saying? Because like we know we already have nouns it out here. So anyone that tries to come into that, they sort of like block that, like no, stay there. Do you get what I'm saying? So there is no unit. I think it's also about like egos, like the clutching of egos. You get what I'm saying? Like Umto would get that certain thing or certain clout or whatever. Then all of a sudden I feel like, oh, I'm bigger than him. I'm bigger than, who am I to collaborate with him? Who am I to do a song with him? Do you get what I'm saying? So I feel like more than anything, it is the issue here in Cape Town, like honestly.
I know that you're activists for e-rights, not only for e-artists, but Abantu Klaleni. Sons of the South is very vocal about what's happening in their community, in the country. They're very vocal in what's happening with the black child. How are you guys navigating the issue that we're facing right now? The one that we're talking about right now.
So basically, we always been for alternatives. So we make do with what we have. Our people have been like that. Make the shacks was a make do, was a makeshift. So we make do with what we have, and at the same time we're trying to build, alternatives, and also like create a sense of unity amongst artists, and at the same time create educational platforms, because now the world has changed and it's rapidly changing. And I think we need to speed each other up, so sometimes we need to look beyond music, and start focusing on issues that make the music die, that suffocates the culture. So
What do you mean? What would those things be?
In Cape Town particularly, Cape Town is a different animal altogether from other provinces in South Africa. It's not like Durban, it's not like Johannesburg. Key issue in Cape Town that everyone refuses to address is racism and segregation.
You learn the same music industry, racism as well as segregation.
Yes.
For real?
Look at festivals. The biggest festivals you find in South Africa are here in Cape Town. Cape Town Jazz Festival, Rocking the Daisies and stuff. And they are very isolating to the township artists. Baxter Theatre, Artscape, they received money before the pandemic, and they done these programs for young artists, not elevating them, but like just making them instruments for that funding, and then funding is gone. Go back to the township.
Sure, we've got a beautiful website, www.capetowntv.org. Check it out. After the break, we continue on with this conversation. Keep it up.
CTV family, catch us live on your TV screens. CTV family, catch us live on your TV screens.
Yes, catch us live on your TV screens every weekday between the hours of 4 to 5. Right now, though, we are about to explore. See what I did there? Exploitation. And if you guys have any questions or any comments, please do continue the conversation on social media platforms. Find us on Twitter, Ekse_live, on Facebook, Ekse Live. Now, we are talking about exploitations of artists up in South Africa. In South Africa, I feel like every industry is exploited. But right now, we're going to focus on Kuni Majid. How do we avoid this?
Kala, what's exploitation? I think maskumbuze viewers what exploitation is, because angabai young artist and I think being paid in kind, being paid in the exposure is what is the usual thing. Utwasa enigma microphone, nasa stage performela abantu by 250, and you feel like, oh, I'm a superstar. So let's define exploitation when it comes to arts and culture.
So I would define it in the sense of like exploitation is, as an artist, is you being expected to perform and then maybe given like alcohol and exposure, but not being given funds. You are being exploited because at the end of the day, exposure doesn't pay your bills. Do you get what I'm saying?
In some instances, as an artist, given where you are level-wise, you need exposure. Like for me, when I started presenting, I don't feel like I was being exploited. I didn't have any experience. I didn't know anything. I just knew that I'm passionate about this. So I worked for a good 3 years for free. And I feel like that.
Where was that?
Skill, I can't expose the whole.
It was not here.
It wasn't. Here's what happened.
We just need to put it out there.
Here's what happened.
Here's
what happened. The skills that I acquired and the knowledge that I did helped me get a job at Cape Town TV.
But don't you think that it's different going from these guys? A talented writer, a talented vocalist, a producer. These guys are accomplished when it comes to talent already.
I was too. Handsome, yeah.
No, they don't need a microphone at Gaufundi. The reason I'm microphone at perform event. They know how good Sounds of the South is.
That makes sense.
How Rikla is good. They know how Gigi is good. We saw Enigma opening up the show.
I get it.
She's gonna get a gigs.
I understand. I was just bringing another coin aside to the coin, but yeah, Quebec.
Let's not confuse the people. Exploitation is exploitation.
It is.
Rikla,
it is.
artists die poor. Why? Nobangephi. Shoot your shot.
Yeah. Okay, what I'm gonna say is that artists, especially today after 1994, you understand, they have stopped to be the voice of the people and start to be the voice of the corporate companies. You understand? Like for instance, right now, what are they talking about? They're talking about drip, which is it drip? They say it's swag. They're not talking about the blood that is dripping on the hands of an oppressor because of abantu to steal. Their blood is dripping from the hands. But the only thing, let's shift it from there and put it on clothes. It's still the very same companies who have killed our own people who are benefiting through Tina, making their things cool to the viewers. They know how influential we are. I can make that cap to be to be cool to an extent that you understand. I can make it cool to an extent that ingathengi millions tomorrow. You understand? Because of that's how good hip hop and music is. You understand? But at the very same time, what we didn't do, it is to put pressure to these exploiting corporate companies and tell them our talent, our gifted talent is not for you to benefit, but for our own people and our own society and community to rise above you.
And let me play devil's advocate again. As an artist, let's say I'm benefiting from these corporates. No matter I'm an exploiter, but I get 20K, I know it's not enough. I'm worth more. I can't now go against them because I have 6 siblings to feed. So kuba nzima ulwela wonke umuntu udinga isonga sam, because what these corporates do, they close doors for you. The minute uthanda uthetha, doors are closed, then siyalamba sonke endlini.
But one thing that you should know is that once they turn against you, never come to the people and say they must support you when you are crying, because of you still nothing to them. Talent comes and go. You're not the only talented person. That you must know.
At the same time, sorry to interject. At the same time, you getting that money, whatever, it doesn't take poverty away. Because now we are talking generational wealth. You might be paid today and die tomorrow, because it's also a pressure in your psychology. Because now you are paying a loan, because these deals are much like a loan. We give you something that you must pay back double, and if you can't, you suffocate. We close doors for you, and we make sure that you die, right? And your family starves, and your family is cancelled by society because they had somebody like you who should have done something and did nothing.
We're not talking about me personally, I'm just here.
Can I also add my story? So I went to Johannesburg 2018. I'm not going to mention the label, but I was super excited. Left my job because I was going to be signed. And luckily, I also had a lawyer. So when they bring like information, whatever, what am I getting out of the deal? It was a 360. So what they wanted to do was going to give me 20K a month. That's it. And then they give you a house, and then they give you a car. But you know most, that is not yours. The car is not yours. The house is not yours. So the lawyer explained to me exactly what's going on. It's like, look, if you agree to this, then it means that you are a puppet. Because at the end of the day, you're going to blow up. And then when that happens, imagine you're going to get booked like 5 gigs a weekend or 8 gigs, all right? And then they charge 50K for 1 gig. So imagine how much money as an artist that you make for the whole weekend. I'm not talking about a month, the whole 1 weekend, and you're only getting 20K a month.
Got on 400, 500K.
Definitely. So I left. I came back to Cape Town.
One would argue that the artists are very quick to buy fast cars, dripping chains, the swag, babhukishe amantombazana to eat sushi on top of their bodies. And now when imali ziphela, they're quick to complain.
I feel like it comes with the element of not understanding where you come from, you know, because it's also about what you're fighting for. Also, some people are fighting to create a legacy. Somebody that is fighting to create a legacy won't obviously blow money overnight on hotels, and you'll make sure that my musical investments are being made, because, you know, also it's like going with the exploitation part of this whole conversation. I feel like this entire conversation has different aspects because there's a part where artists blow their money, and there's the side where artists don't have money. You know, it's like, you know, it's like with me. I've met a couple of record labels that I could say that they tried to sign me. You know, I met this one label. They told me that, you know, my music is not mixed well. It's not it's balanced, and you know, we're gonna have to write for you. Your writing is not well. And the only thing I'm good at is writing music. And now I'm being told that they're gonna write for me. And they said, you know, this is how we're gonna create the story. We found you in the streets, and we made you. And
They're
I'm like,
creating a story for
already,
you.
it's like they have a way of creating a story that's gonna suit the label. You know, the label is the hero in this scenario. It's not the musician. So it's like, I personally feel like it's
So,
yeah,
continue.
sure. Go ahead.
What I'm feeling is that from this exploitation, but this guy is accepting the 2K, it's killing the rest of you guys.
Yeah.
Because if he also rejects it, that means they have no choice but to now be fair to everybody.
But also, it's like, yeah, man, like I said, there's no bread in the bin right now. I gotta take the 2K to move, you know, I gotta move at some point. But also, it's the element of patience is also very important in this thing, you know. You're gonna get ripped off. I mean, I believe that when where there's no struggle, there's no strength, you know. You know, I've been sold dreams of like 1,000 times. I don't even want to count, you know. But one thing I know for sure is that that's not my destination. The journey is gonna give me the strength to proceed. Now I'm aware of certain things because since they played me on that corner, they played me on that corner. Now I know how to maneuver the whole field. So I feel like also as artists, as much as we are being used, take that time as knowledge, take it as education. You know, learn from those situations.
Okay, so
you know,
accept to be used so that you can gain knowledge.
Okay, quickly.
Yeah.
Okay. Yay or nay? Yay or nay, Rikla? To be used so that was utengisonga, yes or no? No. Samgelo? Enigmatic. No. Everybody in the room is saying no. If you're a promoter out there, if you're looking to manage an artist, please do not exploit us because yes, safuna uthenga yes, safuna uthenga isonga, but we want to leave a legacy. There's more of this conversation when Ekse Live returns. Keep it locked right here on the biggest show in the motherland.
CTV family, catch us live on your TV screens.
Sure.
CTV family, catch us live on your TV screens.
Welcome back to another stellar edition of Hashtag Talk Thursday right here on Ekse Live. We've got A very informative group of artists up in the studio talking about everything that goes from exploitation of the artists dying poor, the NAC, besiba funds from artists. What else? Well, but sithatha ngezo zonke izinto that are not very kind to artists. Yeah, there are highs, but when we hit rock bottom, we hit it very low. Let me reintroduce you to our panel. We've got Young Pro, Ujiji Martin is in the building. Urikla Omanxeba is here representing the sounds of the South, Ukono Samgelo, as well as the Boom Trap Queen, Enigmatic, and we can't do Thursdays with without our chief whip, who is Patricia Chikanda.
Right now, though, we are going to talk about celebrating artists after they deceased. This is a tricky one for me because I feel like singing about this, we have lives. Do you understand? We can't then tweet it. Uzola is my favorite artist of all time. That will never change. Doesn't mean I should necessarily tweet about Uzola every single day to prove that I'm appreciating him while he's still alive. Yeah. What's one take on only being appreciated rather than also ngekho?
Because it says, yeah, we know that she was the best-selling artist in South Africa, but once she passed on, that boom, we see as Zindogo, Whitney Houston, we see them go Michael Jackson, and we don't know who are we gonna count? Are you next? What's with the culture of celebrating people when they have passed, especially artists? Ingathi ingona simbonayo ke ngoku Enigma, she was a queen at what she was doing. City was. A city she is.
I think it's a difficult thing, to be honest with you, because that slogan Sam's always say, I always say that abantu baniki roses zabo while they can still smell them, and it is a thing that most of the artists, because I also feel like most of the time he labels. I've seen that not just here in South Africa but also overseas with the Juice WRLD thing. So after he passed on, the family also came forward that the label was using ukufa kwakhe to generate more income. Do you get what I'm saying?
Sick.
I know, to generate more income and bring it up again, like here home. I really don't know about why we don't celebrate people. Like in being busy or.
And you only get reminded sometimes because there's so much going on in my life. And then I'm only reminded, like saying, yeah, but that was an OG, and then it's singing my favorite song, and then it download.
Maybe we should host ceremonies just to give thanks and appreciate artists that have paved the way for upcoming artists.
Record labels ripping people off. Fifi Cooper, for once, parted her ways with Ambitious Records. She's an independent artist now. She can't perform songs that we know her as the famous kisses, 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 kisses. She can't perform those. Is it in the rights as the artist instances as injalo?
I think if you're already contract bound and you signed and you agreed to some of the things, it's going to be a difficult situation. Maybe now you must just forget about being a musician, save yourself time and energy, go back to your community, build something that is going to be there and be significant. And also, it depends on the regime of the day. If you look at South Africa and you look at the ruling party and you look at the labels, all the labels are affiliated with the ruling party.
Okay.
So the ball game, it is how it looks in the politics, how it looks in the music industry. So doors will be shut for her, and even that right to even fight will be somewhat marginalized, and you'll be cancelled. Doors will be closed because radio is affiliated with labels. Labels are affiliated with the political
and
party.
some artists are money enough to pay radio stations to play lists.
Yes.
Quick question to you, Young. Are you signed under any label?
No.
He is not. Luckily for him today, he's not. But should a record label come to his desk, to his door, to his office at Inkeluk Signer, what should he look out for when it comes to your contract?
Because whilst you might understand parts of the contract, it's really tricky for you to understand the entire contract. So that's why you need a lawyer to help you out with that. Because sometimes they might sell to you so good, but at the end of the day, somehow, they are benefiting from you. So it's a matter of to what extent are they benefiting and to what extent are they exploiting you.
I
And
understand that lawyers sometimes themselves are quite tricky alongside their managers. Let's say a manager brings you a lawyer, they know that I'm cut you in a deal. What else can you do apart from trusting a lawyer as an artist to make sure? Because I understand the managers as Temigali, Sianchang, bookings. What other precautions can you take as an artist?
Rikla?
I would say understand what you're signing. Like that is the most important thing as an artist. Like understand what are you signing, what are you actually agreeing to. Do you get what I'm saying? So that you can avoid like exploitation and certain things and what's happening to Fifi Cooper. Do you get what I'm saying? I'm sure when she signed, she signed contract ambitious. Voila, I'm gone. I'm gonna famous. Blah blah blah. Do you get what I'm saying? So just read between the prints and understand exactly what are you agreeing to, what are you signing to.
And also on that, right, I think you should separate the two parts. You
Okay.
can't have a lawyer who's recommended by your manager. What if then you have issues with your manager? How are you going to use the lawyer? So you should try and always separate the conflict of interest between the two.
Helps find your own.
Yes.
I actually think like artists should get a website called NTP, which is NTP. It is called the National Artist Development, which actually helps a lot of artists to improve their skills, and we actually learn a lot about what can you do before signing a record deal and what can you do like there's a lot of things that's involved there. Like even though I won't mention the other things, but I would actually say artists should actually research and find information before signing anything, because you won't even know what's gonna happen next after you sign the record label. Maybe they're gonna get 90% of your work and you're getting 10, just because you don't know anything and you're frustrated because like on like you're an independent artist, you come from Enyanga, so ambitious entertainment can come to you. Then if we need deal, so because like you wanna eat something, but like bazo take advantage because babon bad like you know nothing. So you shouldn't rush the process. You gotta know the things before like.
So research is key.
Sure, yeah.
Gigi, your closing statements, and then we pass it to Rikla.
You know, I would personally say in this particular conversation that study the game. You know, when you study the game, there won't be any complaints. You know, I'm personally not a fan of contracts and record labels. And I would advise an artist, you know, start your own thing, watch it grow, water the plant until it's fully grown into a big tree. You know, it doesn't like with me. It's like I believe in things that are black owned. I believe that nobody should have, there shouldn't be a middleman. There should be you and your establishment.
Yeah.
You know.
We are under 1 minute, Rikla.
Yeah.
What I was gonna say is that it's the culture of this generation. We love attention more than thinking about Mali. If ever you're out there, you're being exposed, and then you're going all over. When you're fine with it, you don't care about the money that you are making. I understand.
30 seconds. Some girl.
I would say organize, fight, and in a way, let's start uniting and build cooperatives and cut the middleman.
Sure. Sounds of the South on Facebook, and enigmatic Boom Trap Queen on Facebook, as well as Urikla on Mangabangaba on Facebook. We've got Gigi Martin on Facebook, as well as Uyang Pro SA on Facebook. Do follow them and find out how you can purchase their music. Ekse will be back tomorrow between 4 and 5. Thank you for choosing us. Goodbye. So long.
What? Y'all niggas wanna talk issue? What? Why don't you put it on the blog, nigga? Rockin' like this my job, nigga.